Finn, this film is a tight 90. It's actually 88 minutes, but that's like my ideal movie length because a well-constructed 90 minutes can just leave you with characters you love for a lifetime. How is the editing process and really landing on this cut that we see?
Oh yeah, well yeah. Thanks for. I agree with you. I think 90-minute movies are the best. There's obviously amazing movies that are longer, and but yeah, there's something just about that's so tight about it. Just yeah, 88. I think ours is 88 minutes, something like that.
With credits, yeah, I think so.
88 with credits. So yeah, I mean that was always the design was to make it flow really kind of in for the movie to feel sort of fast. And the cut, yeah, the cut went through a bunch of different iterations. It was never over.
Well, we just didn't have anything else. The movie
we shot it all.
The script had to be so lean because we had so
few days.
So we really, the script to the screen, it's like very similar. But what was really worked on in the cut was just tonally figuring out sort of when to push certain beats and when to hold things back, when to make it scarier, when to make it funnier. But like, I don't believe there's any cut scenes, and I don't think that there's anything.
Maybe one.
Oh yeah, there's one scene that was shortened. Yeah,
shortened.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Second.
But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, that's your skill that you guys, knew the movie that you guys wanted to make, and you can tell that with the finished result. And Billy, I read that Shaun of the Dead was an influence. How was it balancing horror and comedy and making sure they really complemented each other rather than one overtaking the other?
Yeah, I mean, Shaun of the Dead was a huge influence for us because not only is it a horror comedy, but it's also a really character-driven story, and it's a story that's about this guy who's trying to win his girlfriend back and get his life together. And then the backdrop of that film was this incredible zombie movie and this incredibly funny zombie movie, and we kind of wanted to do that. We wanted to write a movie about somebody who is forced to sort of grow up and move on to the next stage of their life and leave this childhood love behind, and then also make it a slasher comedy. The other thing that I'll say is we never wanted it to feel like now it's a comedy, now it's a horror film. We always wanted them to complement each other, and I think that the funniest scenes in the movie come directly after the scariest scenes in the movie because the stakes of the horror just like elevate everything that's weird about these characters and really, let the when the tensions get really high, like everyone's sort of true nature is revealed, and I think it leads to the funniest moments in the movie.
Yeah, you found a really good balance. And Fred, you've been on a really phenomenal run lately, and you're having a lot of fun here. But you're also a producer on this film. I wanted to ask about having that extra creative feedback and input on shaping this film. Are you looking to continue producing going forward? How was that experience?
Yeah, I really loved it, and this was like the most beautiful way to start that. It felt like a really natural, organic way of working, and I like what Billy was saying about horror and comedy complementing. It felt like producing and acting only complement each other in the right circumstance. Where you're so with a film like this, we knew everyone so well, and we took over summer camp and we built like a community that way. And so when you're working in such a focused and contained way, I feel like you can really start to see what people need to feel most comfortable and to do the best job that they can do. And so those things just helped each other.
That makes total sense. And Finn, I wanted to ask about the kills because, the whole family can enjoy Stranger Things, Ghostbusters, but you're showing a bit of a sicko side here, and I love it. How is it coming up with this?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not for Stranger Things anymore, just from that last season, because there's a lot of gnarly stuff in that. But no, yeah, I know what you're saying. And I think I've always had a passion for special effects makeup. Ever since I was really little, for whatever reason, it just really interested me, and I just loved horror effects, and even on top of that, like the Quentin Tarantino gore stuff. Like I just liked that stuff growing up, and that was like such a fun part of writing the script is like trying to figure out what are good kills, and also the challenge is like what kills haven't been done before, and obviously an axe to the head. Like the axes have definitely been used in horror movies, but
that kills more about the lead up.
Exactly, it's more about the joke and sort of the lead up of that, and yeah, just sort of trying to lean more also into like the location and the camp, and trying to use things that were, that are so super quintessentially summer camp, and involve that in the kills, I think was really important as well for us. So yeah, it's always been something that I've liked and have been interested in. And I mean, like the first draft had some crazy kills that like weren't even like, they were just pretty crazy. Like that they weren't even like creative. They just were like, and then 2 cinder blocks, whatever. Like just like super gnarly, whatever. And then yeah, we had to get more creative as we kept writing.